Hello and welcome to Spartan News Center, the place for news, entertainment, and sports for middle school at Miami Country Day. I'm Felipe Bautista, and today's show takes us from the Amazons to Silicon Valley with a stop at the Hard Rock Stadium. Did you know the Earth's lungs are on fire? Well, 3,000 miles away in Brazil, the Amazon rainforest is ablaze. Now, 3,000 miles is very far away, and frankly, why should we care? Well, for starters, the Brazilian forests take in billions of tons of carbon dioxide per year, and it provides around 20% of the world's oxygen supply. Also, it houses about 2.5 million insect species, tens of thousands of plant species, and about 2,000 bird and mammal species. On top of that, we have many families from Brazil in our community, where the fires are not only affecting their native country, but their family and friends back in Brazil. Candida Silva works in admissions here. She is originally from Florianopolis, and most of her family still lives in Brazil.
So let's just say, many people are saying that there's not enough attention going towards the fires. What's your general opinion on the amount of awareness that people have towards the fires? Do you think people need to be more educated, or is there already enough attention towards the fires?
Sure. I think actually that the fires, of course, was a tragedy, was horrible, but it took a lot of attention from the media, and people were more aware, right, where things are happening in the Amazon, especially with illegal logging and criminal networks. That what this really happens. So brings more awareness.
Do you have friends and family still in Brazil?
I do.
Great.
My whole family.
Your whole family? Are they, by any chance, affected by the fires? Is there smoke or?
Not like families,
no?
but I have friends that live next to the forest.
Yeah.
And they said that yes, the air, they got a lot of things that happen. Animals dying, people, even tribes from indigenous people native Brazilians needing to move or even getting, affected by the fires.
Gotcha. So there must be a lot of smoke in the air. And
Yes, exactly.
Do you think it was President Bolsonaro's fault, for letting these fires grow so much? Do you think he should have done more to try and put out the fires when they first started to appear, or do you think he did enough?
So I think, when you see the map and you see how huge Amazon is, right? Yeah. It's really hard to, of course, he could do better, right? A better job, moving maybe the military forces to help on that. Mm-hmm. But when you see the map and how amazingly big and huge is Amazon, it's very hard to control a fire like that. It's not an easy thing. What I think that brought to people is really the awareness that the government should be doing more in protecting from avoiding those things happening from the, like I said, criminal logging and
of course.
Yeah. Exactly.
Gotcha. So, do you have any last comments about the fires?
So I think that's a very sad thing that happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of rich, nature and animals they died, and it's very sad. And I hope that does not happen again. But I hope that everything that happened brought more awareness, and I believe that the people will ask for answers from the the presidential or the whoever is a minister that's responsible to keep it safe. That very important part of the world, not just for us Brazilians, but for the world.
Yeah, of course.
Thanks again to Mrs. Silva, and let's all hope those fires are put out soon. On to our next topic. Would you like to have a phone with just the right amount of everything? Well, Apple announced new phones that they're claiming have just the right amount of everything. The iPhone 11, 11 Pro, and 11 Pro Max joined Apple's lineup of phones. We can see the iPhone 11 Pro and 11 Pro Max have a new triple camera system that will allow you to choose between a wide 1.8 aperture lens, a telephoto 2 aperture lens, and an ultra-wide 2.4 aperture lens. The internet was quick to point out how awkward these three cameras looked. Thousands of hilarious jokes were instantly delivered. While some think the camera is a marvel of modern engineering, others think it's a coconut. Some people have already made assumptions of how future phones might look like. Did you know that the camera of the iPhone 11 Pro was probably inspired by a 3-burner stove? Finally, this is how you'd look when you're shooting with the iPhone 11 Pro. Jokes aside, people have many different opinions on the new iPhone. Some think the camera is the pinnacle of human invention. Others think it's a big waste of money. So I decided to invite over fellow classmate and tech enthusiast Leo Niemeyer to give his opinion on the new iPhones. Hey Leo.
Hey.
Let's talk about iPhones.
All right, great.
Do you think that the new triple camera system the iPhone 11 Pro has is a improvement from last year's iPhone XS?
It only has one extra feature, which is the ultra-wide camera.
Yeah.
And despite what Apple says, I don't think it's going to be used as much as Apple advertises it to be.
Yeah, gotcha. So do you think Apple should have pushed for 5G on the iPhone 11s, or do you think they made the right call, waiting that extra year to perfect the 5G?
It was an absolutely terrible idea. Because when you buy an iPhone, you want it to last for a good 3 or 4 years, except for obviously you.
Yes.
But when you buy an iPhone, you want it to have 5G so it can last you that extra 4 years.
So let's say I'm a customer who's looking to buy a good phone, but doesn't really want to spend the $1,300 that a decked-out iPhone 11 Max Pro might cost. So what do you think is the phone to buy?
I think if you want an Android phone, you should go for something from OnePlus, because they have great price to spec ratio. Mm-hmm. But if you want to stick to Apple ecosystem, I think a 7 or an 8 is the way to go right now.
Yeah, gotcha. So spec-wise, what do you think about what the iPhone 11 has to offer? Is it a good improvement from last year?
I think it's not a major improvement on the XS, but it's something.
Yeah, it is
Apple
something.
still has to make that giant leap to get ahead of the competitors, and it's not doing that right now.
Gotcha. Any other comments?
Nope.
No? All right, so have you heard of the Miami Dolphins?
Yes, they are not doing that great.
Yeah, no. So let's hop on over to our sports reporter, Colin Freeman, to see what is going on with the Dolphins.
Thanks, Felipe. So let's talk about our Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins haven't been the best team lately. We haven't made the playoffs in 3 seasons, since we went 10-6 and lost in the wild card to the Steelers. Arizona traded us Josh Rosen over the summer to the Dolphins. He was the 10th pick out of UCLA. Going into the season, we were very excited. We finally had a new QB. In the first game of the season, we played the Baltimore Ravens, and, well, the score tells the story. We lost 59-10. In the second game of the season, Tom Brady and the Patriots came into town, and the new addition, Antonio Brown. We ended up losing 43-0. After that game, the Patriots cut Antonio Brown. His only game as a Patriot was against the Dolphins. In the third game, against the Dallas Cowboys, we decided to start Josh Rosen, but we ended up losing 31-6. In the fourth and latest game, we played the Chargers, and we lost 30-10. So that's the Miami Dolphins season so far, and we hope ways to improve on our next game against the Washington Redskins. And here's Felipe on the weather.
Thanks, Colin. Let's hope by some miracle the Dolphins make it to the playoffs this season. So, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday will have scattered thunderstorms. Tuesday and Sunday will be partly cloudy. The coldest it will get will be 76 degrees Fahrenheit, and the hottest will be 87. And that's about all the time we have for today. This has been Felipe Bautista reporting, and I will catch you next time on Spartan News Center.